Hi, I'm Nancy Skinner, and welcome to this edition of NextWave Leadership Forum. At NextWave, Troy-based company, the synergy of companies that are working together in what is called NextWave, the family of companies, a lot of high-tech IT software, mobile app, media, technology companies that are here, have been looking at the future and looking at what are going to be the most pressing concerns in our volatile future, because their volatility is not going to level off anytime soon. In fact, it's going to increase given the complexity of our global environment. NextWave's team has looked carefully at where their energy, focus, time, and money needs to be to forecast that and to be a part of being at the leading edge of delivering those solutions. So, of course, when they look at it, one of the things they look at in this world is energy. Energy drives the entire global economy. Energy is short and it's finite. It's controlled by certain companies, and it has the ability to strangle an economy or grow an economy, whether it's done well or it's not thought out or planned out. So joining me today to talk about sort of the future of energy and its role in this increasingly complex world is Murat Ergen. He is a partner at NextWave who is looking specifically at this issue of energy and the future of energy. So first of all, Murat, thank you for joining me.
Thank you for inviting.
Yeah, you know, I think energy is ground zero. And when you look at the future and how things are evolving, so many things are tied to, delivering energy, reducing the use of it, saving money, and having to develop alternative resources, because it is finite and it can be controlled by nations, some hostile, some not hostile, to the U.S. economy certainly, where we have 3% of proven oil reserves at this point. Thinking of that big question is the ball game of the future. And
that's definitely a big question, and you can tackle it so many ways, and there's so much to it. And big, small, large, extra large companies are on energy. It's a field everybody needs. Healthcare, through financial, everybody needs the energy. When you look at the energy, you just need to first generate it, right? So you can use it a lot of, conventional or unconventional method to generate the electricity. Once you generate the electricity, usage of it, how possible to reach the energy. So if you look at the issue of the developed countries and underdeveloped countries, where you have a grid to carry the electricity, where you don't have have the grid system, which is a very large investment, including a lot of big investors to come in and pick the fields and political areas, and so delivering the energy is become an issue, and usage of it. And then once you start using it, as we see here, that you start to leave that light on or the TV on all day and wasting or figuring out how the usage must end, even though you need to be able to, you can turn off the switch yourself, or you can let the technology take care of it for you. So in all those 3 aspects, or 4 aspects, or 5 aspects, you can generate. Is to generating whether you use conventional technique or unconventional technique. NextWave has invested a lot of time and energy right now, and we are getting really close to our commercial product being out there and serving a lot. And one point is, energy is a field that generates a lot of jobs, and it's a manufacturing jobs that will help not only energy field but also economy for U.S. I just wanted to mention that as the current political times.
Yeah, we could use some manufacturing jobs in the U.S., and we're based here in Michigan, which has been particularly hard hit. Heretofore, the model of distribution has been centralized and capital intensive, without a real great focus on the loss of energy throughout the entire system. You only get so many percent of delivery from source to end user, and we just didn't have that as a concern. We've been talking about energy policy for 20, 30 years now, right? We're moving into an era of distributed energy sources and alternative energy sources. A lot of people say, solar, geothermal, all these things, wind, they're just not practical. The time hasn't come. You don't agree with that?
Yeah, I mean, here's a simple question: who has oil today? You can list it. Basically, you know what countries have oil. You know who controls the oil, and it's a very, very easy way to a lot of technology around it. But the question becomes more like, how do you generate power or electricity? How do you generate it? What is your source? Do you use natural gas or coal or alternative energies or renewable or sustainable energies? We focused on a lot of around the renewable energies, sustainable energies out there, and solar, wind, geothermal. These are all great things, and we have some others that come in pipeline that we are right now testing as we speak and creating the prototypes, understanding the generating electricity problem as well as the usage of it, because once you create generated electricity, you want to use it very efficiently, and you want to basically not think about it, become your way of life to let the technology take care of you, take care of that problem for you. And then basically the last part of it, when you need it. If you don't have the distribution, you're out somewhere, how you want to get the electricity or the energy that you're looking for. NextWave is making a lot of, I'm sure we'll be having soon more like a advertisement kind of things that we are going to be able to show. We are that close.
Okay, so Japan is 50% more efficient than the United States. And their quality of living hasn't gone down because of it. In fact, that's a huge bucket of money that otherwise would be wasted. And the United States just doesn't seem to, whether it's policy or technology, why we haven't embraced the technologies that Germany and Japan and some of these nations who have, I'm not quite sure. Is that a political issue? Technology issue?
It's a lot of combination things, but overall, I think we are a nation that we solve problems, and I think right now, first thing to solve a problem is to understand there's a problem. I think we are getting to, politically, in everyday life, we are understanding that's an issue, and we are a leader in the world to fix those problems for ourselves, for the rest of the world. And I think we definitely hitting the problem of, we need to be better efficient, and we will solve it.
Okay, so NextWave looks at this through a different prism, and you're starting to use as you said, IT technology. Technology can drastically change the use of energy. I know that the president has been talking much about the smart grid and having controls in your home, so you can even see, you can monitor what you're using, and when you see it, you can either, like you mentioned, automatically or manually adjust it. How do you see that evolving, the whole IT aspect?
We are absolutely so excited about the opportunity, what we are testing right now, what we are manufacturing, in the United States today. We cannot wait to show that and make it commercial and make everybody, makes it very easy for us. We basically invested a lot of, again, time and energy, and we are very close and making it more commercial. We are very excited about that. I think we love our product. We can't wait to share with the rest of the world.
Mm-hmm. Now, one big issue that is a problem for a lot of companies who are in the area of sort of the renewable areas, the solar and wind and geothermal, is storage capacity, because generation, you mentioned, is one issue, but it's been storage because the wind doesn't always blow, the sun doesn't always shine, and so storage has been a big problem. You at NextWave are working at solving the storage issue. Can you tell us more yet on that?
Yes, it was definitely, there are a lot of, confidential part of it, but most of it, we are connected with the leading, universities, institutions, academic institutions we have. We have prototypes ready. We are, currently doing testing. We are in front of a lot of demonstration site. So we took the storage as a good, very, very prioritized, and we do have the technology to store the electricity, energy, and we are getting very close to about that one too. So NextWave is, again, we have a lot of projects in generating, using alternative. Those alternative, yet some of them belong to us, where we are at the testing point and demonstration and prototyping point, where we generate electricity. We already have a working prototype to save and stop the wasting energy for easy life or everyday life without thinking about your saving energy or not wasting energy. and storage is again in our thing, and we are absolutely having great reviews, great feedback so far.
Right. Well, this is going to be ever more important as the developing world, China, India, consume more oil resources. Obviously, we're seeing prices of gas at $4, and all prices for energy will become more scarce because there's only so much, and they're growing at such a pace that if you're not thinking about alternatives and efficiency and all these issues, then you're going to get caught in a lot of the same traps that the U.S. automakers did there for a while. And also with this small world, you're talking about stuff that is, as I said before, central. We're talking about less centralized, distributed, stored. It's not going to look or be or execute the same way that we did in the past.
Yeah,
right?
And again, we are very in problem as well as USA, as well as international. We travel a lot. We have a lot of international partners. We have a lot of sites in different countries that we have contracts already in place and make the investment to secure the access to the land or whatever resource that we are basically basing on our things to be able to help all those international and bring the jobs back to the United States, the key. But overall, our efforts are not just here, but we are traveling a lot. We are seeing the needs, different needs with the same simple problem of not having electricity or wasting it or not even able to store it and use it when you can.
And the final question is that you want to try to do that because if you're throwing more carbon up in the atmosphere, you're creating situations where you have floods and droughts and catastrophes. The economic cost of those catastrophes are growing. 106 degrees in Washington, D.C., right?
Yeah.
So there are many reasons why we got to find a better way.
And like you said, this energy, every nation or group takes it, different angle. It's a big, issue and opportunity, I would say. And when you go to European Union, carbon emission is #1. They have a lot of things. We are doing a great job here as well. But again, I think carbon emission and reducing that carbon dioxide is definitely going to help environment a lot.
Well, big thinking going on at NextWave on in the area of energy, which is a big problem. So, Murat, we are glad that you are focusing in on it and pushing the edges of technology to get us to where we need to be.
Thank you.
Great, Murat Ergen with NextWave in looking at the future of energy, which is very important, not only to the generation behind us, but to us now in our lifetimes, a key issue, energy. I'm Nancy Skinner, and thank you for joining us for this edition of NextWave's Leadership Forum.